Hi, my name is Lee Mensch, and welcome to the review of the quick analysis. This is a pro forma for executive suite office buildings. After you load the worksheet, all you need to do is put in the square footage of the project that you will be working with. So if you've got 7,000 square foot office building and you're thinking about making that into an executive suite building, you can just go over here, plug in 7,000 square feet, and you're done. It will calculate out what the rent would be at $1.25 per square foot, and then it goes into all of the details. So here's a quick review of the details. The address and reception services that you'd be able to fit in that size building typically would be about 80 per thousand square feet, so you'd have about 88 mailboxes. And we put in a rental rate of $45 per box, so that's $3,938 per month for those. And then down below it calculates out all of the other components, so address plus the phone answering, then address plus phone answering plus office use, and then the permanent suites. Now if you want a little detail on what each of those are, go to the detail section and it shows what the address and reception services include, and those are the professional business address with mail handling and all the other services that you see there. So that covers the address. This one is address plus phone, this one is address, phone, and then the part-time office use, and then the last one is the permanent suites. So it really depends on how many square feet of permanent lease space you have. The way we did this is we just plugged in a core factor, and that would include the hallway space, the restroom space, the reception area space, plus the conference room space of 40% of the building area. And then we anticipated square footage of offices at 150 square feet each. And these are really typical executive suite offices. So the grand total per month is $47,000 per month, or $572,000 per year. Now from here we took off the operating expenses and I just plugged in 55%. Now I got 55% from my building plus the other buildings that I've done consulting work for to come up with what I feel is a conservative operating expense or percentage of income as your operating expenses. If you want to go into the details on those, I don't have that broken down on this pro forma. You'll have to get the next edition of it. So please feel free to email me and I can get that sent over to you. But the details are all of your advertising expenses, your management expenses, and everything else. So you take the total from that, and then that comes up with your operating income. And then from here, understand what's going on. We're going to take off the rent that would normally be charged by a landlord and come up with our net operating income so we can plop that down into our analysis. So we've got $12,000 a month is what the net operating income is, and that's after the rent. Okay, from here we go into our valuation, and I just did a quick cost evaluation. If you figure the building could be built for $125 a square foot, again this is commercial office space, at 7,000 square feet, that'd be about $875,000. If you got a tenant in there at $1.25 per square foot, your monthly income would be $87.50 or $105,000 annually. If you took off 20% for the owner's operating expenses, that's for insurance, taxes, and other normal expenses, the net operating income would be $84,000 per year. And then I just used a capitalization rate of 7.5, and that's how I came up with the value of $1,120,000 if this was one tenant. Again, we're doing a comparison. Obviously, it's better than the construction costs. Having a tenant in there and generating the income, the building is worth $1,120,000. Now let's take a look at what happens if you actually do the executive suites. Your annual income is $572,000. and that comes from this number right here. Then we take off the operating expenses, then we take off the then we get down to the operating income. Then we go ahead and do the rent allocation. We take off the amount of rent, and that comes up with the net operating income. And then we go ahead and cap that again, and that leaves us with a building value of $2,033,500. So the value of the fully leased operational executive suite is significantly more than what the normal full-size tenant would be. So let's take it another step further. Let's say that you're going to get rid of the executive suite business. Well, what would somebody be willing to pay for the executive suite business? If we take a look at the net operating income and we assume that the buyer of the business wants a 30% return on their investment, how much would they be willing to pay for the cash flow? And the answer would be $508,000 if they were willing to take a 30% return on their investment, which I felt was very conservative. 30% return on your money is not bad. So if you did that and you ended up saying, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and keep the building as well, then I would have my building value with the executive suites at $2,033,000, take off the value of the business. So I'm going to sell the business to somebody else. I'm going to generate the cash, take that money out of it. Then what's left over? The value of the building would still be $1,525,000, and the reason for that is because your executive suite business will pay you more than what you would be receiving from just a single tenant. So the difference is, if you just had construction cost breakdown, is $875,000. With one full service tenant in there, it would be $1,120,000. If you kept the executive suite business yourself and the building, the value would be $2,033,000. If you sold the business and just retained the building, you would still have a building value of $1,525,000. And that's basically it. Do me a favor, and if you've got any comments or questions, please send those to me so that I can incorporate them into the next Proforma. If you are in need of any other assistance with this, I've done quite a few of these executive suite properties. I still own my own. I'm in El Cajon, California, which is just outside of San Diego, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. The email link, you can just return the email that you got from this, which is lee@eastcountybiz, that's biz.com. Thanks a lot for watching.